So I'm lucky enough to take the children. I work with children from nursery until year 2, and I'm lucky enough to take them outside every other week. We put our waterproofs on, we put our wellies on, and we go outside into our forest school area. It's beautiful. It's full of lovely connections they make with nature. They're able to follow their interests. They might see a ladybird that's just about to take flight. We might spot a rainbow. And then that then leads into lots of different questions about why the rainbow is there. What do we need maybe for that rainbow to be there? They go off and I follow them. They say, oh, come and see this. I might have an idea about something we might be following to do with the seasons, but often the children are just so engaged in what they want to do. They're following their own interests. The children just love being outside. They thrive in the outdoors. They're often in the mud kitchen, getting muddy hands, jumping in muddy puddles. That's a firm favourite, that is. They love to jump in a muddy puddle and even making it bigger. So often we talk about, oh, where's all the water gone? Yeah, it was probably all over us. And it's wonderful. The children, yeah, absolutely love it outside. So I think being out in nature, it offers such a rich opportunity to explore lots and lots of different things, and they're connecting with nature, because sometimes our children may tend to spend lots of time indoors, and when they come outside, they're often not the same person that they were when they were inside. They just find another new lease of life, I think, almost, and they're really animated. They want to show me lots of things. They want to show their peers lots of things. They're working together to collaborate, maybe to make a bridge over a muddy puddle, to make hot chocolate from muddy water. We had a lot of rain just recently, and we were collecting. We put our buckets there and collected all the raindrops that were falling down. But as the raindrops were bouncing into the bucket, one of the children said, "Oh, look, it looks like popcorn." I would never, ever have thought of that, but it did actually then look like popcorn. And then that led on to a conversation about, oh, yeah, where have you seen popcorn? Yeah, well, I've made it before in the microwave. We watched it as it popped, and it looked, and all the other children was like, oh, actually, yeah, it does look like popcorn. So things like that, I don't think you'd get if you were inside a classroom. Children that may struggle inside come outside, and they're often the leaders. They've got really good ideas. Lots of children want to follow their lead, and that's such a great boost for their self-esteem, their confidence. They're able to communicate much better as well, and on their own terms as well. I'm just there to kind of help them and maybe guide them a little bit, or maybe what if this happens? Ask those questions maybe that would make their learning go a little bit further or take it in a different direction. And just being outside, I love it myself, and the children love it as well. And if we love it as practitioners, if we show our enthusiasm, they're going to say, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So the impact on children is outstanding. The children holistically benefit. We were able to find a dead bee the other day. This opened up a whole conversation about, was it alive? How did it die? Is it at the end of its life? And the children were able to show great empathy towards it as well. And we were able to maybe ask, well, what do you think? What could we do then? I was asking the children, maybe, what would you like to do? And one of the children came up with the idea of maybe we could bury it. So we took it, we found a spot. Where would it like to be? Maybe it could be by the flowers. And we talked about how through its life, it would have enjoyed being by the flowers. So that was probably the best place for it to now end its life, by those flowers. We placed it in a hole. Then the children thought, maybe we had one little boy who had experience of losing a gran. So he'd said he'd been to his gran's graveside and placed flowers on it. So then the children were like, let's have a look, see if we can find some flowers. We couldn't because of the time of year, but that didn't stop us. Maybe they would appreciate the autumn leaves, and we placed some shells on it. And it was everybody was with us. We wouldn't have had that conversation maybe if it would have been inside either. someone discovered a spider's web. So that led on to, they wanted to make their own spider's web. So I gave them a string, and we have now in Forest School got this huge spider's web that is still there, and they come back every session, some of the children, to add to it. There also are opportunities that the children have that they become leaders as well, almost outside. They have ideas and everybody wants to join in as well. So language skills, communication skills, they're able to identify the leaves are different leaves, different trees. There is just so much. So I feel that there are three key resources. Ourselves, as practitioners, we are such a great resource to show our enthusiasm and our passion for being outdoors. And nature is another key resource as well. There's everything. We don't need to take lots and lots of expensive resources to be outside. There's leaves, there's acorns, there's conkers, there's pine cones, there's mud, there's water. All of those things are readily available and can be anything as well. And time is another one as well, allowing them time and allowing them to come back to things as well. So if they've started something, we often say, yeah, you can leave it there. We'll tell the other children that maybe you're coming back to it, or if I can take it and then bring it back out for them. So those three things, I would say, are the main key elements to taking children outdoors and just enjoying.
We've seen real benefits for children's well-being as well as their learning and their achievement, their engagement. Children are far more engaged. It's improved attendance, believe it or not, because it's a factor in children wanting to come to school. We've had a number of children with poor attendance whose attendance has improved, and they've actually cited even in things like attendance meetings with parents that one of the factors that have been really powerful in getting those children back into school, particularly with some of the older children in the school, after COVID, where there have been perhaps issues with attendance, and the factor has been that they really do look forward to these outdoor learning sessions. I think further expanding and developing the outdoor provision, we know this is effective, we know it's impactful, we know the children and the staff here value the outdoor learning that we're providing so far. So I think it's about exploring the potential of more of the outdoor environment that we have, and encapsulating that into more of the learning, more naturally into enhanced and continuous provision. It's already influenced practice in the junior school, and certainly we would be looking to work with the AS and continue the support that we've had from them on this journey already, to work to enhance this further, to make sure that we are providing children on a more regular and more natural ongoing basis with these really rich, valuable and memorable learning opportunities.